Hello, hello. No, I just haven't been talking. Okay, right. Did I email? Yep. Are you not speaking or is the mic bad? No, I just haven't been speaking. Hello, everybody. Sorry, it took me a while to actually start speaking because I was just distracted. Goal of today is literally just I have been feeling like I want to fill out this codex as much as possible. I've been slacking behind on it, and there's a lot more that I still need to fill out. So that's what we're gonna do. Thing is, the plan is not going to be to fill it out nicely. It's just going to be to actually fill it out. So I'm just going to be running around adding random shit the moment I think about it and not really polishing anything up or trying to write it nicely, just so it's on the paper and there's a starting point to continue uh, 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 refining it further, right? So that's what I've been doing. I'm adding some images for the ROM dolls. Also, I've made a lot more frames. If you want, in the description, there's the link to the codex, so you can watch me like working on it live, so you don't aren't forced to like look at what I'm looking at on stream, and you can just roam around if you'd like, and you can also see yourself on stream, which is kind of neat. So yeah, if you want to do that, that's up to you. But yeah, I'm adding a few things. I'm playing around with, or I want to make a frame that talks about why I want, or I decided to make a new color of frame, which is like a sort of blue. And these are going to be like notes, which are outside of the context of the world. Basically, they aren't referring to anything specific within the world. Like, I have green for things associated with ROM. I have this color uh, which is associated with Varus, and I realize there is a severe lack of things about Varus. I should definitely fix that. Then there's this brown, which is for things within the trenches or not associated specifically to either side. Purple, which is magic. And then this dark brown for witches. And actually, it should be red. Yeah, whoops, because red is associated with the bleeding belfries. So it probably should be a red. But yeah, and then I have blue, which is like outside notes, and those are going to be like aesthetics about firearms, which doesn't really refer to them in the context of the world. It just talks about me. Like, why do I want these firearms in the world? Well, because I fucking love them. I love flintlocks, so that's why we're having flintlocks. These are just like very sparse notes, as you might be able to tell. I love flintlocks and wheel locks of all kinds. It's just very badly written. Common firearms, the war, just any notes I think of at the time, just slap them down. Um, I can't hear anything because my volume is turned down all the way down. What the? Then yeah, you can't hear anything in that case. I really like the idea of relics. Oh, here's the thing. If you are in the Codex, I'd love to have some cooperation if you'd like. I sort of explain it roughly in here what relics are, but basically, gun manufacturers, the same way that in Borderlands, different manufacturers of guns exist. Relics in Rust and Trenches is sort of the same idea because there's different manufacturers of weaponry, armors, and stuff like that. All of them would have their own style and unique way of decorating things and stuff like that. So I've just had fun thinking up different manufacturers, may it be individually owned or larger corporations or companies or conglomerates, um, throughout the decades of the war going on that might have created weapons. So if you want to like add suggestions to those, you can add comments on the codex and just like think up your own if you'd like. Uh, but yeah, like specifically, there's a difference between relics are referring to manufacturers that don't exist anymore. That's why I'm calling them relics. Is they are ones that don't exist anymore either because because of any means you could think of. And so their weapons have sort of turned into these relics that are revered and gain their own reputations for a number of reasons. Some of them gain a positive reputation because of how reliable and good they are. And so the weapons from those manufacturers that don't exist anymore become more valuable and more sought after by soldiers. Or some of them might have a negative connotation uh, because of something that happened with the manufacturers or an unreliableness to the weapons themselves. So it's a lot of fun you can play around with. Like Bulwark, I think or Bulwarks is quite fun. It's just ROM. It's a company that is within ROM that mass manufactured firearms and armors, and they were one of the largest like from a while ago. Now they aren't around anymore, and they were like absorbed by ROM and made to do other things. But basically, their gist is that they just made the chunkiest, fattest fucking weapons and armors um, of that era. So all of their stuff is just overly thick and overly chunky for the sake of making them as reliable as possible. So uh and then that meant like the reputation of their guns is sort of that they're quite unwieldy, but if you have the strength to hold one or lug one around, then it's gonna be your companion for a long ass time because that thing's not gonna break. Um, and obviously each manufacturer would like if it's like a really old manufacturer, obviously the guns they would be making would be ones of that older era. Um, a way to give objects personality. Yeah, yeah. So when I design a gun, I can sort of think like, okay, uh, who made this gun, and then like kind of give it a personality. Oh, maybe it got like a bulwark mechanism and barrel, and then they attached a like stock from Jonas and Mill or whatever because the ergonomics of those are better. So like it'd be very fun like that because in the modern day, in the current day in the world, a lot of like a high percentage of the guns that are used in the war are recycled, not recycled. They are refurbished old guns and like scavenged from the trenches and cobbled together with whatever they got. Um, so you'll see a lot of guns that are just a mishmash of different pieces of guns, and them being tweaked and fixed and tuned up and whatever. But yeah, like Bulwark was a large manufacturer. Then Jonas and Mill was one from Varus that made handcrafted guns, so they were less big manufacturers and they were more very personal. Like it was like a two guys, maybe like that's why it's called Jonas and Mill. They were commissioned by the high churches and they made very nice, ornate guns. And the thing is, they made them to order. So the shtick with Jonas and Mill would be that their guns are really nice and ergonomic, but they are made to order for a specific person. So whoever that person was, they don't live anymore, like they're not around anymore, which means that their guns feel really good if you are the size of that person. Which means their guns are like, what am I saying? Yeah, basically their guns are tailored. So it's like this fun idea of like, there's a superstition within the trenches where if you get handed a Jonas and Mill gun and it just like you either hate it or you love it. That's the shtick with them, because you either not the right size of person that they tailored that gun towards, so it just feels off in your hand. The weight's off, the grip doesn't feel right. But when it does fit, when you find one that's actually meant or was made for somebody who was your shape and size, then it feels like you were chosen. Like it's this fun idea of like, oh, it feels like the gun chose you because you actually like it feels right in your hand and shit. So it's like, oh, nice, I found the one. And then there's like really rare ones as well. Uh um which one did I write? Yeah, Mersons. Mersons. Oh yeah, sorry. Mersons was the one with the what did you do? Eh? Is the mic bad? Hold on. Properties. I am using the right one. Hold on. Yeah, is the mic bad? Or did I mess something up? But yeah, sorry. The ones where I said tailor-made weapons, those are from Mersons. The Jonas and Mill one are different, where those are like very, very high end. So it's literally just two guys making the guns, and they're all tailored towards like generals and higher ups in the Varusian Varusian military and stuff like that. Which means that I think it would be a very fun idea. Oh no, the fun part about them is that they've gained a negative reputation. Even though the guns are really, really good and really high quality, like ivory inlays, carved mosaics on the hilt and shit, like they're beautiful because they're made for like people that have, the money to commission them. Um, but they've gained a negative reputation because the people that have them keep dying, you know? And so there's like, instead of them being this beautiful relic that you get to use, if you get issued a Jonas and Mill, it's kind of like a bad omen, like a fucking target got put on your back. And think about it. Guess why? It's because the really fancy guns are commissioned to generals and commanders. And guess who would be targeted in a war? The generals and commanders. So obviously the dudes with the fancy guns with gold trim and whatever, those will be shot first when they poke their heads out. Um, so it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy in a sense. It's like the guns are really good, but I mean, if you pop up and somebody notices that you have that gun, they're gonna guess you're probably a fucking general, and they'll shoot you. But yeah. And then there's also like very niche ones. I want there to be like not all of them are very big. A lot of them are like incredibly niche. Like I wanted one, and also the amount of information on each of the manufacturers is obviously going to vary greatly. There's so many manufacturers that could exist. There's bound to be manufacturers that get lost to time, right? For example, like Gold M. Gold M is unknown. The only thing we know about them is that the things that they manufactured have a maker's mark that is a golden M. That's it. So if you find a piece with a golden M, that's Gold M. And the thing is about them is they or the only pieces found with a gold M on them are the mechanisms of guns. So no stocks, no barrels, no full weapon made by them. Literally just the firing mechanism with the reloading and all of that. So the complex shit. Just that middle portion of the gun is made sometimes is made by Gold M, and they are beautiful. Like they are beautifully shaped and their action is smooth and perfect, and they look like the insides of a watch, if you know what I'm talking about. Like nice um beveled panels and shit, and like little pins holding all the pieces together. But the issue, there's a downside to it. They're beautiful and perfect, but the downside is they don't have like any standardized measurements. All of the rack and pinions and nuts and bolts and pins and levers and whatever are all just like random unconventional sizes. They're beautiful and they work perfectly, but it's so hard to actually fix them or like keep them maintained if they do break down. I mean, God forbid it I don't know if they'll break down because of how good they are, but when they do, it's kind of hard to, replace anything because it's all made just for that thing. How do you come up with names? I just made up random names. I have no idea. The Bulwarks kind of made sense to me because, bulwark, and just change it to the word works. And they make chunky shit, so it made sense. Jonas and Mill Co. I kind of think like if it's like a fancy company that makes really fancy shit, I sort of imagine them having the names of the people on them. I mean, big factories also have that, but Jonas and Mill seems a lot more personal, which to me feels right for uh tailor-made weapons. And then Mersons is just like a higher end thing. It sounds kind of higher end. Um, Anatmos, I have no. I mean, it's literally just the word anatomy. With Anatmos. Um, it's a armor manufacturer that makes armor that completely embraces human anatomy. So they make incredibly gorgeous pieces of armor that have wonderfully put together and solid articulation that fit so nicely with the human form, and they decorate the armor with the human form as well. So they have like abs and deltoids and biceps and shit like chiseled into the armor, kind of like, like those old armor suit style. And the thing about their armor is that it's so well fitting that like the or it is said that like wearing a suit of them, or soldiers that wear a suit of Anotmos armor just forget that they're wearing armor in the first place. Like they just run around and are more nimble than everybody else because they're just not encumbered by the armor they're wearing and shit. But yeah, I've been having fun just like thinking up these, and I'll probably like add more. Like this is literally like an open-ended idea. Like you could just add however much you want to this. If you imagine like a war that's been going on for centuries, no shit, there's gonna be companies that rise and fall, niche little people that have ideas that bloom and then wither away, and disappear into the background like Gold M, whatever. Probably like I'm imagining Gold M to be sort of like an obsessed watchmaker that is like a savant, and he just obsessed over a few of his mechanisms and made them absolutely perfect and then just disappeared. And they just they got into circulation somehow, and now have become legendary because of their incredible craftsmanship. That's what I would have did. Yep, that's what I would have did. But yeah, anyway, let's I'm getting carried away. I gotta add some shit to the canvas. Okay, so I have images of types of infusers as well. I can get these. Take this image, and we take that. This is a boiler, so we're putting it in boiler. That fills up the whole damn screen. Okay, there you go. Then we have a fumer. Oh, I guess I can also add these images. Like any rough sketches I have, I'm slapping all of them in because I can always remove them later. Whoops. I have that. Hello, yes, hello. And then we have, where is the bottles? There are the bottles. Man of Humors. Yeah. This is why I like Figmas, because you can you can see each other, which is very weird. It adds like a very interactive angle to this because it's more. It was I think it's more intended for like working on projects together, sort of like in a corporate setting. Like you make you lay out a big project on like a giant canvas, but because I'm using it as like a singular thing, it's just a little fucking flies flying around, and there's way too many people on the screen a lot of the time. Like last time I did this, there were like 10, 20 people in the thing at the same time, which was really fun. But yeah, there you go. Okay, let's do those first then. Oh, Redroot as well. God, I don't think I have any good images of Redroot. I have like one. I really need to up the amount of images I got for that. Where is it? Monster Garden. Redroot. Where are you? There you are. What? There you go. That's like the best image I got of it. It's just in the background. It's a really old image as well. Jesus. But yeah, let's just write some like really quick descriptions of everything so I can just start having things down. So, Redroot. Hold on, I should probably copy over. Um, so it's like the same size. I'm just gonna copy this. Control C. Control V. There you go. Oops, it's not in. There you go. Is it? Nope, still not. Hello? Go in. Yes, thank you. Okay, the lore. Then we remove this. And we just say Rit. Why is it capitalizing? And the thing with like the starting line is I always want to try and make it as efficient as possible, like get the gist across as quick as possible. And like in general, the way I'm gonna try to write these is to just make them as standalone as possible. I want to avoid using world specific words and things that just make it confusing. I want them to be as approachable as possible on their own. And also just to have them be very efficient and like get to the gist really quickly. So Redroot is a what is it? A what do you call it when you like make a plant for a specific purpose? I forgot what that word is called. Is a dot 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 used to reinforce forcing like this. Like this is how I want to write things. Is literally like starting off with the most efficient way to to explain the thing as possible, and that sometimes can be a little hard because you really want to, as a world builder, you really want to explain it fully, but the more you try to cram into it, the more confusing it gets. So I really need to like distill it down. Cultivate, yes, thank you. Cultivated for the purpose of reinforcing trenches and tunnels. That's it. That's literally it. And then we can like elaborate on that further by saying, now it has become bread and flora. Let's not get fancy. Plant. I it's not that I also don't know fancy words. I don't know fancy words. That's the first thing. But I want to avoid using fancy words. Uh, Mostly because it just tires me out. Like when I read shit and it's like constantly flexing your fucking vocabulary, it just like I'm just like, Jesus, like half of this stuff requires double the brain power because I need to figure out what the fuck. Flora is not a good example, but like sometimes you see some other words in books, uh, said like somebody who reads books, that just make you go, what the fuck is that word? And then you have to think of it first and then figure out what the word means. So I just want to avoid those as well. Just make it sound as simple and straightforward as possible. In the trenches that has become stable food source for many of its inhabitants. I'll let myself have a nice fancy word right there. Okay, there you go. Redroot is a plant cultivated for the purpose of reinforcing the trenches and tunnels. Now it has become the most widespread and prevalent plant in the trenches that has become... now it has become the most... Trenches... I can't do has become twice. Also serves as... There you go. That also serves as a stable food source for many of its inhabitants. There you go. Then we can... I'm just going to throw random shit on it. Like, as soon as I come up, so, okay. Root... Tube... what are those things on the ends of roots called that are like the big ball? Like potatoes. What are potatoes? Tubers? Tubulars? I don't know what those are called. Grow... It also... Redroot also grows ... on its roots. That is a great source of... Tubers, yes, thank you. Oh. Tubers. No? Oh, ers. Tubers? Tubors? Tubers. It's a great source of... What's it a great source of? And... filling base for any... for stews? Not protein. What do potatoes have? Starch? Great source of starch? Just filling. I sort of think they're not like very nutritiously dense. It's just that they're very filling the same way. What's that fruit that's like, or no, what's that like sort of sticky stuff that's eaten with, is it Jamaican cuisine? No, I don't know. I don't know which one it is. You know the stuff they eat on the side of like, what the fuck do they eat with that? Uh, I don't know. I don't know. I just know that I've seen it before where it's like this sort of gummy mass that's like a mashed root of some sort. Now it has become unruly. The plant is prevalent and widespread throughout the trenches. However, it has had unforeseen benefits as it has presented a source of nutrients for the local population. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if you'd like, you can no. Look, the whole point is just to get information down. First we can try and like improve it later, but I just want to get the gist of it down. Fufu? Yeah, I think it's fufu. But yeah, okay, it's just a filling base, and then also, um, rarely flour as well. Sometimes they flour. Then also, yeah, I do wanna preface the fact that, it what do I want to say? It is no. The scrolls. They're grown through like magical means, and they're magical as well. Oh, I could probably add that. I don't think that's gonna make it too wordy. Redroot is a magical plant. No, I think I don't want to make that too wordy. So I'm gonna remove that because that's not really a highlight of it because it's a magical plant, but it's very minor in the way that it uses its magic. So I'd probably leave it for another section and just say, uh, magical plant that is attracted to mana and there you go. Mama, mama, hey mama, mana, not mama. Uh, rapidly grows towards the source of it. Then also, um, is used within. No. Shoo, go away. Shoo, shoo. You're in the way. I'm just gonna write it spread with rooting scrolls. Also, yeah. I have been thinking if it has thorns or not. I don't think it does. Maybe it's a separate variant of Redroot that was cultivated to make thorns. So yeah, I don't want the general Redroot to have thorns, I don't think. But yeah, that's basically the gist of it. It is a magical plant that gets attracted by mana. Then it is spread via like magical scrolls that inject them into walls. And also it's a danger to mages and stuff because if you get a splinter into it, it grows inside you like a fucking thorn bush. Yeah. What else? Let's see. We have mana boiler. Do I feel like writing about the mana boiler? What is this? Peeping shrooms. Oh, those. Cursed Black Magic Market, Door Trap Worms, Rabbits. Which one do I feel like doing? Yeah, let's do the Magic Mana Boiler. So, Mana... mana boilers are used to the... Oh, right, I forgot. Give me this. Just this. Thank you. There we go. Mana boilers are used to give mages a constant intake of mana, or I guess not a reliable source. I think by boiling infused water. That's literally it. That's the quickest description I can give to it. Then also, they are typically used in a more calm, such as labs and studies. Also, what else? What else? Scented. Scented? Scented? Scented. No? Scented. Scented. There you go. Mana. Mana. Oh, that's not an M. My keyboard's... That's an L. Mana. Okay. Scented infused water. That infused water comes in various scents. No, that doesn't work. Infused water. There you go. That's it. Scented water. What else is there interesting about them? They're literally the most simple thing possible. What else? What else? That's pretty much it. I don't see why I'd need to like overcrowd that. I can elaborate on it a little bit and make it nicer, but besides that, I don't think there's much special information. It's literally the simplest variant of that thing. Okay, cool. Let's give me another one of these. Okay, lore. There you go. Mana fumers are portable bursts of mana. Yeah, that's what I describe them as. Bursts of mana. That also doesn't make it a misunderstanding that you don't drink them. I don't think anybody's going to mistake that you drink them. Mana fumers are portable bursts of mana that are commonly utilized in the war. Another interesting thing about them would be downsides, I think. Downsides, and also that they use max saturation as a thing. Max saturation. I think I have a script for that. Or I think I have a script written about max saturation that I can just paste in for that. What's infused with? Mana. Infused with mana. Okay, where is it? Page 300. What is a mana injector? It's advice using fumers. Fumers take advantage. Yeah, okay. Fumer. What can be taken? Okay, there you go. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what I need. Okay, I can just slap that in there. There you go. Fumers. There. Fumers work off a simple principle of mana. If a material exceeds its max saturation, it violently releases all the mana that it holds. Fumers take advantage of this by having a salt crystal in the cork, which is infused with an amount of mana, pushing down on the handle, drops the salt into the water, which then dissolves, releasing enough mana into the water to exceed its max saturation, which flash boils it and releases all the mana it's stored into the air, which can be taken in by an input and a funnel. Nice. Downside, wind. I guess that's the wind is the downside, and also, it can cause sudden growths of Redroot. So location matters. Wind, and also fumers are quite inefficient due to the speed at which funnels can take in mana, causing a lot of the mana to dissipate, or before chance to be taken in by the mage. There you go. So it's like the most common and most simple thing used in the war, but also it has some side effects. Um, Also, I guess careful, they can blow up. Can blow up. You got to pull the cork out after you push it down. Don't be stupid. Who misjudges a location for opening a mana fumer? Yeah, hate to be that guy. Like suddenly you're standing in a trench and you're like, okay, I'm safe here. I can pull a fumer, and then you throw it on the floor and you didn't see like the tiny bit of like barbed Redroot that was peeking out from the side of the trench, and now it like suddenly eats up half of your fucking mana and just grows in next to you, and stabs you as well. Like that sucks. But yeah, so that's like another issue with the Redroot as well, is that because of the prevalent use of mana within the trenches, it has been eaten good, which means it has grown out of hand so fucking quickly. Um, okay, and also I have a nice bit of extra to add to this as Mel. As Mel? Uh, Let me get that. Let me just slap that. What the fuck? Let me just slap that down here. There you go. Giant fucking paragraph. I'll fix that, don't worry. Nope. Yes. Okay. Okay, devices such as an injector. What is a mana injector? Where do I have it? What did I copy? What is a mana injector? Yeah, where is that? What is a mana injector? What is a mana injector? What is a mana injector? Where is it? What? Oh, there it is. What is a mana injector? And then I can just delete this. Suck. Suck. And then... okay, here. There you go. And then I can do this. I can... hold on, let me reorganize this a little. It's gotta get a little wider, or a little longer. I can pull these down. Move. Oh no, my lines! My little lines. Take them too. Okay, put that there. And then I pull all this back up. Like that. And then we can add all of these into its own big old frame. Because, doggo, you gotta get out of here. All of these fall under the same category of mana supports. There you go. So we can do like, I guess I'll use this background for now, or this background color. We'll see. There you go. And then we slap all of these in here. There. And there. What image didn't get taken? What is that? What is that? Oh. That goes here. Okay, cool. And then we have this segment about this. Fuck. Hello? Suck. What? The fuck? No. Give me... no. Control C. Control V. Yes, there you go. Why is it tiny? Why are you tiny? Hold on. Let's backspace that. I'm just gonna Control C, Control V. Yep. Move that over here. Yes. And then I can Control C. There you go. What size is this? This is 14. Cool. Let's make that 14. 14. There you go. Have that there. Whoops. That's doesn't need to be there. Okay, there you go. And then we can move these all around here. There. Let's make this one a little tall, because this one doesn't really need that much space. And then we can have this one sandwiching it nice and cozily like that. And then, oh damn, okay. Probably do this. This. And that. I'll order it or structure it better later, but that's good enough for now. So yeah, there you go. Now we have a nice little mana hookahs. Yes, pretty much. Now we have like a nice little thing about mana support specifically. Mages already have inputs and funnels that lets them take in mana from their surroundings. So why do you need a mana support? With only an input and funnel, your ability to use magic is completely reliant on the amount of mana in your surroundings. And in most places, there simply isn't a high enough concentration of mana in the air to cast spells consistently. Thank you. And then there you go. That's why you have supports. And these are the supports. Okay, cool. And we can shove that next to magic. And I definitely want to separate magic out as well. Like, this is way too fucking much. I would love to make separate little bubbles of them to make them a lot more digestible, because this is just disgusting. This is absolutely unfriendly to look at. Like, where do you even start? Do you start up here and then like move your way down and then across? It is so unintuitive. So yeah, we'll have to fix that as well. Well, which of memories? It's its own little thing. Then we have the aesthetics of firearms. We have Redroots now as well. Okay, cool. So let's put Redroots next to Redroot next to, where's the trenches? Trenches. There it is. So Redroot goes next to trenches. Burla is not done yet either, but Burla's got to go somewhere else. Burla's got to go up. Burla up. This. Nope. This up. This up. Up. Don't know what to do with the sluppies. I'm not. What's website? Oh, it's in the description. Hop in. Wait, video links related to the. Oh, whoops. What was that about? Oh, it was Burla. Okay, let me just yoink all of that. I'll move that into place eventually. So we have the healing bugs as well. What is that? It is a magical bug. Jesus Christ. I'll probably rewrite that a bit. A magical bug that can mend the wounds. Mend the wounds. That can mend the wounds. I mean, that is correct, I guess. Just sounds kind of weird. In exchange, it eats the dead skin and. It's very poorly written, but it's good enough to get the point across, I guess. So first of all, I gotta make this smaller. What's the size of this? 14. What's the size of this? 16. Wait, hold on. Did I make it too small here? I think I did. 14. 14. What? Bold. 11. That's way too small. 14. Yeah, and then this 16. Also bold? Yeah, sure. Gonna be inconsistent. Who cares? Is the Codex alphabetized? I mean, take a guess. Not at all. What does that even mean? I don't know what alphabetize means. Does that mean it's like in alphabetical order from left to right? Because it definitely isn't. It's BRHSHMM, and some R's in the middle. Yes. Yeah. Oh, the marble men go up as well. These go up. Okay, now we take these and we make them 14. Cool, that is tiny now. Wrench that down. Tuck, tuck. Oh, and also these are mutual. So that means location trenches. There. Change color. This. What? I probably should go through all of the big ones first, like literally the big ones, because then I can finally like scrunch everything down to the size that I want it to be. Because it's quite disorienting to have this be the actual thing I want people to look at, and then this giant mess to the side. So I can probably like make these smaller. What would be great to know what caused Lady Mana to die. Yeah, I don't know how the fuck she died either. It'd be great to know, yeah. Because I don't fucking know. Okay, let's make a frame for Lady Mana. Lady Mana. Okay, what's the color for Burla? Burla is brown, like most things. Brown. There you go. Okay, let's just move that over. Come on. There you go. Oh, and also, I'm just gonna write some random boxes. I have some more ideas for random boxes. So first of all, um, Golden Age of Magic Industry. That's something I'd want to cover. Uh, then there's also the watchtowers. Nope, that's not frame F. There you go. Maroose watchtowers. Um, what else Varusian is there? There's like nothing Varusian. Oh right, because it's all over here still. Yeah, I got the war dancers. Here, definitely shrink that down a lot. Go. Put that next to the war or the pillarmen. Then we have the Kabrak. Probably need some rewriting too. What does it look like? Kabraks are the backbone of Varusian trade. They are a highly desired commodity. Yeah. I definitely need to make that more efficient. Somebody's gonna fall asleep reading that shit. So this is 14. Like that. Shh, go away. That there. There. Look. There you go. It's a lot more manageable. Let's put that there. And we have a bunch of these like really old big images. What do I do with these? Jesus. I do like I why do I have these? I think I wanted these to be a part of like Varus because they're sort of they got that like pillar thing going on with them. Stylites. So we can just make a frame for them for the meantime. Frame. Where's your name? Where did your name go? Oh, there it is. Give me what the fuck? No, no. Oh. There you go. Styling on them. Make small. Highlights. Okay, there you go. You can have that there, just tiny, because it's pretty much a footnote at the moment. What is this? You okay there, buddy? You looking a little hot? Oh. Oh no, how's the... My... There's more! Man or combustion means... Oh. Yeah, okay. I guess we can... sort of add these into a group. This would be a combustion mage. Bruce combustion mage. That, then I guess that could be in a frame called Varus clothing, even though I don't think it works that well anymore. Varus clothing. That, are these too big? No. Guess I could put this here too. The Drip Lord. And this, then acceleration mage, and I don't need that image anymore. Whoops. Frame, this is a kinetic mage. There you go. Starting to fill out some of Varus, which is kind of nice. Okay, I can definitely redesign this thing. Yeah, I did want to redesign this thing because I'm not really happy with it. So I'll definitely do that eventually. Put that next to here. And then we can put the Golden Age next to the Rom coffin tanks because that's sort of relevant. And then we have, what is this? The watchtowers, right? I guess. Oh, right. This would be a location. Hello, hello, hello. Yes, yes, yes. Please, yes. Thank you. Location. And I don't have an image of the watchtowers yet. But I guess I can take a screenshot of the map. There. Giant towering towers. Giant, uh, ugh, giant spires. Give me a sec, I'm turning on some music. How's the game going? It's canceled. No game. Okay. Uh, they're basically the like bunker city equivalent. Hello. Okay, there you go. Deal with that later. Um, then I can definitely like make a lot of these smaller. Uh, what? Okay, boats. Then we have the Brillo men. Did I? Brillo are humans who have cultivated the curses of witches, turning themselves. It's called Figma. It's in the comments or in the description. You can hop into it. Oh, all right. Is 14 yet? Yes, it is. Okay, that is... Nope, that's not all of it. And then Lady Mana. This needs to be 14. There you go. It's that. This. What else? Bleeding Belfries. I can make that a lot smaller. The and the and the what? Uh 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 magic no witch research. Something witch research. Witch research something. Tandri head of the leading Belfries. Funded by Ram. Employs witch hunters to retrieve witch tears. Witches, they produce blood honey. God, this place is a long-ass history. Is a... There you go. Bleeding Belfries, and the witch tears. Anything witch associated can probably be red. I don't think I need a separate color for the Bleeding Belfries and witches. The fuck? Damn it. There, and then this, that. Witch of yarn and string. You have the weevils and the loom bears. Rom dolls. Relics, I think stuff that's like not relevant to the world, or relevant to the world but not within the world, I'm gonna put at the top. That sort of makes sense. But I also don't want people to read it first. It's not something that they need to read before everything else. I'll figure it out. Why the fuck is this over here? Where'd this come from? God damn it. Wait, no, this is the soldier. This is this. Yeah. How'd you get left behind? Okay, there. Yeah, all of these need to be smaller. Loom Bear, my beloved. Okay, what is this? Oh, the magic infrastructure. Yes, that's also up here. What do I say about this? I literally just love this kind of architecture. And also this turned into a complete mess. Jesus Christ. What do I do with this? Can I... Oh, I can sort of untangle it. Here you go. Where do I put this? Yeah, let's put that there. Okay, what was this about? Industrial magic, how not enough mana in the air. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Right, that's what it was. Uh, uh, getting too fancy with it. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I just love these things. I don't know what this aesthetic is called, but it is absolutely beautiful. And like these are blast furnaces. Fucking I mean just look at it. It is such a I still find it hard to describe why it makes me feel the way it does, but it really just feels like we are harnessing something that really shouldn't be meddled with. I mean, look at the thing. It's like a giant, like... Hold on, this image is even better. Where is it? Uh, uh, uh... There's one in here that has, like, really good lighting as well. Yeah, this one. Look at this. Look at that. Industrial? Yeah, I've just been calling it industrial, but, like, holy shit, this thing looks beautiful. Oh, yeah. I feel like it's perfect to take inspiration from for the sake of making the magic infrastructure. Because it just feels like that. I don't know. I still am struggling to find the words to describe why it gives me that feeling, and I really do want to figure it out. But I think it's a combination of how it's made of very perceivable components. Like I already wrote it down. It's made of very perceivable components. Like you can see individual pipes, and you know what pipes are. You know what valves are. You know what stairs are. Like all of it is very tactile. Like you get it, but because there's such a mass of it, it it like what is it doing? You know, like to a certain extent, to me at least, I can perceive what a pipe does. Like if I see a pipe, it's like okay, that holds some sort of fluid. But then when it's like hundreds of pipes lining this thing, reaching up, like crawling up the pillar like vines and like spreading in different direction and different sized pipes and valves hissing and all these like things in rows and shit, like it gets so difficult to perceive what it's doing, right? What we should have her. Yeah. And obviously, you know what it's doing. It's a fucking blast furnace, but it just gives you that feeling. You know, if for example you didn't know that it was a blast furnace, this looks like it's tapping into hell, right? This looks like it's just a a machine that opens a portal to hell uh to produce lava or something. Like these are incredible. These are absolutely incredible. I love these. The same sort of feeling I also get from obviously like particle colliders or particle accelerators. You know that also gives me the same feeling because if you zoom in, it's like yeah, there's pipes. You know, I know what a pipe does. I know what this is sort of like magnets probably and like some other but there's just so much of it that you're like what the fuck does this do? Industrial cosmic horror. Yes. I wish to capture this with the world. Industrial cosmic horror or like this thing. Like all of these I think another part that I absolutely love about them is that none of their design is for looks. It is pure function. Everything that you see is function, which makes that sort of sinking feeling even stronger. Because even though it looks like so complicated, you know that all of it is necessary. It's not like, oh, they just added some cool pipes over here. No, like all of this is for something. Who knows what, but it's doing something. You know, and that makes it cooler, I think. It's not like, oh, we just added some sick pillars because, you know, we want to make it look imposing. No, it is by sheer need, it is imposing. Why is it imposing? It's not like they wanted to make it imposing. It has to be that to be able to do whatever the fuck it does, which is cool as shit. It couldn't have been smaller, or it couldn't have been less complex, right? That's what's beautiful about it. Is like it demands whatever their harness. That I think that's a really good way to put it. Whatever they're harnessing demands that level of complexity. It can't be any more simple than that. Like, it's like, yeah, I think that's what I just found it. It demands. Whatever the fuck it's doing, it demands it to look like that. Which is beautiful, you know? This is the problem with conventional steampunk. I don't know what the problem with conventional steampunk is, but even like generators are already like reaching that level. Not to the extent of this, but you sort of get a starting of that feeling. And another aspect of it, I think, is, I guess this is gonna get a little bit pompous, like fucking fancy art critic talk, but I want to say it. It gives me the same feeling as like looking at a mountain range, because of like the vastness of it. But instead of a mountain range where it's just the scale of the thing, I mean, this thing's big, but to me, it's like looking at this, it also gives me a feeling of vastness in the sense of how many millions of human hours had to go in to make this thing, and how much ingenuity and or not millions of years, but like thousands of years, I don't fucking know, of years had to go in to actually figure out this thing, right? It's imposing in a different sense. It's imposing in the sense that no one person could ever have created this. It is a culmination of humanity and hubris, and our hubris to harness the wild and turn it into this fucking monstrosity of a contraption, you know, to cook hellfire, to fucking harness hellfire and melt steel into usable components or whatever, like whatever it does. It's great. It's absolutely great and beautiful, and I want to make this work in the setting. Like, I can just imagine. So what we basically need to do is we need to design the magic system so that it forces machinery and industry to look this way, right? We can't make it simple. If That's why I made it so magic isn't prevalent enough. Like, there isn't enough magic in one area to have a mage just suck in mana through their input and have that be enough to cast spells. Because if there was enough, that wouldn't necessitate all the industry being built to harness it, right? It had to be scarce enough that there needed to be all this shit built to harness it. And then also, we need to like make the rules of how magic works force this amount of complexity as well, as in real Steam stuff or aesthetics. Yeah, what do you mean by conventional steampunk? Because like steampunk is cool as well. It also gives me this feeling. It's just that this isn't harnessing steam, but like steam trains and like giant steam engines and steam powered like generators and shit like that, those are awesome as well. They also have that like compounding complexity going on with them. Uh, I don't see there being an issue at all. But yeah, mana is coming from the air. So I can just imagine these vast fields of mega structures that their sole purpose being to harness as much mana out of the air as possible. And they have to be big because that's how you get to attract as much mana as possible. And then, like, the same way as like solar farms, you know, solar farms with the giant like solar arrays that span like into the horizon, that same idea, but these giant like towering structures with huge circular discs or funnels on them, the same way as uh um like what are those called, the dishes, the giant like radio dishes or whatever, like military dishes, uh antennas, whatever, like those, sort of like that. But then also like these huge pressurized pipes that run along the ground, like carving paths through farmland. Like the contrast of like medieval-ish farmland with like rural villages and windmills, and then these fat, like twice or three times as tall as people, cables just running through it, carving a path to these mega structures, and there's hissing and pumping sounds in the pipes as they like uh as they move like pressurized uh um what was it called? What did I call it? Saturated? No, it wasn't saturated water. It was, where is it? Infused, yeah. As they move like infused water along the pipes to have them be uh have them be yeah, satellite dishes. They move them into the megastructures, and the megastructures have like, it's not just the dish, it's also like um they're used as facilities to turn pure water into infused water and then pump it back to the factories. So they would have these like giant pipes and mana ducts and shit like that, and also they'd have to have, you know, pumps to pump the water to them, and then the infused water back to the facilities, and then also have like constant caravans of materials getting shipped to them with salt and you know, more pipes and more shit that they just need to build on and stuff. I think that'd be really cool. I just need to figure out how it would look. You know, obviously a lot of pipes, but how? Both mana and water come from the ground. Wouldn't it just infuse the water naturally? I mean, yeah. I do think like water would have a small amount of mana in it naturally. Uh, but the amount of mana that we are forcing into water is unnatural, right? So it like you probably have like minuscule amounts of mana in average like lake or seawater, but we're pumping like thousands or tens of thousands of times more mana into water than it sucks in naturally. That fractal fort idea. Oh yeah, that would be really fun. Like a fractal fort kind of solar thingy structure. Yeah, I don't know. I still think I should add some sort of other complexity to what it takes to take in mana so that there's more to add to the structure, right? Because at this point it's, or, well, I guess that depends. I don't think I need to make it more complex. Because if you think about it, I don't think a blast furnace is that complex either. It's a furnace. But because of its scale, so like the bigger something gets, the more complex it has to be as well. So even if you make like a really small furnace, it doesn't demand much, but because of how big this is, it it you know, demands all of this extra stuff to make it function at that size. So maybe that's the same with the uh mana collection fields, is like the reason they're so complex is not because it's hard to attract mana. It's simple at a small scale, but at the large scale that they need it at, it becomes more and more difficult. And especially at the, I guess, at the large scale that they're producing infused water as well, because of how much infused water they need to make at once. Maybe like early on, it was handmade. Like you have mages putting uh mana into water themselves, turning it into infused water. But at this large scale, with how much mana these farms are attracting, like millions of liters of water get pumped through them every day. And so no amount of mages can feasibly infuse all that water. So the complexity comes from it needs to be automated. So water needs to be pumped in, then maybe it needs to be boiled to turn into steam, which makes it more susceptible to accepting mana. And then there has to be a whole process of forcing mana into the boiled water, and then also adding incremental salt to it um to increase the amount of max saturation it has. So I guess that's where the complexity comes from, is like how fast and much they need to produce. I would love yeah, waste management would be really cool as well. How would you do waste management? I'm sort of thinking like salt buildup is definitely a thing as well. And there might be some, I don't think there'd be a byproduct from this. Tar! Yes, tar! Ah, I'm fucking stupid. Of course it would be tar. If the thing is automated, then it's run off of glyphs. Also, by the way, I think I'm just gonna call them glyphs. I wanted to be funny and call them ifs, because, you know, like computer programming. If this, then that, whatever. So I wanted to be, you know, unique and call them ifs in my world, but it just makes things confusing. Because every time I say ifs, it's like, what? It's like, oh, it's glyphs, but if, you know? Um, I'm just gonna call them glyphs. I'm gonna change their name to glyphs because that's literally what they are. They might look different, but they are glyphs. They're nothing different from glyphs. It's just glyphs pushed to their absolute extreme, literally like microchip esque glyphs. Not to that extent, but you know, like they're used to program machines. Um, but yeah, so the tar. Oh, okay. So yeah. So it would be the funnels attract mana. Then the pure, like the distilled water gets pumped in to be turned into infused water. Then that whole mechanism that turns it into infused water. Then the salt that gets added into that. Then the water filter, the water filtering system that runs through the glyphs that operate that system, because glyphs slowly build up tar as they get used, because they're basically casting spells automatically, and that creates tar. So tar builds up on the surface of glyphs, which means a whole fucking water filtering system would need to be run through the the glyph the glyphs to clean out the tar, and that would cause, you know, tar to be the waste product that gets dumped and shit. Um, so yeah, that would be awesome. Okay, hold on, let me write this down. Um, so hold on. Uh, and okay, that's awesome, I think. Oh, and also, I think one of the coolest parts, we did decide that because mana has a preferred shape, like mana is attracted to certain shapes, that means that when things aren't the perfect shape, when mana passes through them, it slowly adjusts it to be the right shape that it prefers, which means that funnels that are imperfect make a sound. They hum at a frequency as the mana passes through them because it vibrates it because it's not the perfect shape, which means that these giant fields of mana collecting megastructures would hum because it would be impossible to make them perfect at that size, so they would just be singing in low droning, like imposing, like uh intent in world background music, like fucking Mongolian throat singing, humming, just uh as the giant funnels suck in mana. The mana demands them to be the right shape. But yeah, that'd be really cool as well. So, uh, the hum, the hum of the machine. That's too much. I love how I try to force a grand, like I force it to be grand by just saying giant dishes that attract mana, giant funnels, huge water pipes. Yeah, that's how you make something actually feel imposing, is you tell people that it's big. Oh, it's so huge and big and it's impossibly massive. This is his world building project. There's a plans for a book. Oh no, no book anymore. Fuck the book. It just doesn't work. I'd rather just do this. Just make this the whole damn project. But yeah, there you go. That's why I like those machines. What is this? Oh, reference. There were plans. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. There are plan. Well, plans makes it sound like it's gonna happen. I don't want to get people's hopes up. I've already done that way enough by saying I'm gonna make a book and I'm gonna make a video game, and then being like, oh, actually, never mind. I get way too excited about that shit. And just say, yeah, let's do that, and don't really actually think about it properly. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe there'll be a book eventually, but who knows? I much prefer working on like the Figma file like this, just because it just feels a lot more satisfying than when I was working on the book. Because with the book, it's one page after the other, and it kind of just it's hard to feel progress in that sense. But this is disgustingly satisfying. I mean, if you have a world building project, I 100% recommend doing a Figma file of that project, because like seeing it come together in this way, like being able to zoom out and see the thing as a whole, gives you so much dopamine. You can't even believe it. And then you can zoom in and be like, "Yep, I did that." And then I did this. And it's like all these smaller parts, but the more you write, the bigger it gets, you know? The more you write, the bigger it gets. So that's the best sort of motivator. It's like you can see it actually growing and coming together, instead of just being like a very long document that you have to scroll through. You can zoom all the way out and see the entire scale. Have you thought about making trading cards? No, not really. Not at all, actually. I don't know why I would. I, I I would love to make little cards. I'd love to make prints as well. I really want to make prints of my art. But as you might have noticed, I don't finish art. All of my art is just rough sketches and like a few characters. Like, look, is there any finished piece on this page? No. Like any piece that would fit into a card or uh like a poster, really not. You know, I'm really bad at actually making nice illustrated pieces, you know? So I have no idea what I'd put on a card. If I set up if I set my sights out to make like a bunch of cards, I don't think I'd be able to finish it. I don't think I'd be motivated enough to do that. Maybe a poster, but like what? What would I draw in a poster? If art is such a good idea. I guess like different environments, but I'm not a good enough artist in that sense. I feel bad if I were to sell posters because I don't think I can make good enough posters. Like there's so much that goes into making a satisfying um image like that. Like it's easy to put one character on a page without any context. Like I can slap a guy on a blank piece of paper. That's easy. But like when you make a poster and it's actually like a piece of art with an environment and like characters and stuff like that, then composition comes to into play. So you actually need to be good at composition and lighting and you know ratios and how the eye gets led around the image and shit like that. And I can't do that, or I'm terrible at that, you know, because I haven't done that. I haven't done that at all. I've just been doing like very simple images. Like even with Burla, where it has like a bunch of environment pieces, they're disgustingly simple. It's just a door, zoom in on the arm, a dude sitting, a pile of things. Like this isn't shit you'd want on a poster, you know? Why the fuck would you want a poster of like a door? So yeah, I need to get a lot better and also get a lot more. I need to get better at a lot of things, especially just being good at finishing pieces to feel like I'd be worthy enough to make a poster. Yeah. Yeah, I know I don't have to cover everything. I know that's impossible to do in one poster. I just mean like it still have to be a cohesive like good looking image and I don't think I can pull that off yet. The impact of the mana core upon the world is not pushed far enough in the current. Oh, right, this was my message to myself that I had when I realized that like the golden age of magic wasn't really golden agey enough. I'm gonna keep this just so I can remind myself to fucking remember to push shit as far as possible. Because why do it if you're not gonna push it all the way? I I guess that's what I thought about, or um that's what I did, or that's what I want to do with the magic industry as well. The thing is, like, of course, I could make it so the setting or world takes place in a prior time before it gets to the extent we were talking about with giant megastructures and automated machines and stuff like that. It could be set in a time where that doesn't exist yet, and we're still at the level of simple funnels and mages and stuff like that. But what's the fun in that? You know, like if you can imagine the extent it could go to, the lengths it could get with how far they could push it, then why not just push it all the way? Maybe you'll lose some parts of it, like, oh, I can't have like all of the rustic things I want because it's like more further on in tech wise. But still, like I feel like just pushing the concept to the extent of what it can be is a lot more fun than just holding it back because it doesn't fit in with the rest. You know? And I guess you could still make it work. Like who says you can't like you can't like make up a reason why there's giant mega structures and still like medieval-esque farmland and stuff like that and clothing, because you can just say that the disparity between the technological leaps in magic agriculture or like uh medicine and stuff like that are just completely different. You know, that can happen cuz especially cuz there's a war. You know, war makes it so the priorities of what gets developed are completely skewed, right? So much of the resource gets put into weaponry and researching ways of winning the war that like there are leaps and leaps of innovation in those fields, but everything else could lag behind. You can, yeah. So you can totally like still make it work like that. What is this? Country, realm, capital. Oh, okay. Tiny. Become tiny. Were built before we figured out large scale indoor plumbing. Yeah, there you go. So I guess it is justified. You can totally do that. Cause I think sometimes what I see sometimes in world building is that people sometimes get too bogged down in making everything uh time period accurate. Like everything, every single reference and influence and inspiration they take has to be from the appropriate or the same time period, which I think limits it or limits you so much, you know? Like you can for some people it's just that the setting is in that time period and they take inspiration from things outside of that. But I think for some people it gets to the extent where they don't even look up references or take inspiration from things outside of the time period, right? But like you can make a jet engine medieval if you want to. Like you can it's possible. So I think like not limiting yourself to a certain time period with anything is really fun because the aesthetic you can make the aesthetic work somehow. It might clash a bit, but it's gonna work out. Like if you design things right, it'll somehow blend together. You can make a world that has I mean what I have is I just add everything that I like and I don't give a shit about how far they are away from each other time period or technologically speaking. Like I like medieval armor. So let me add medieval armor with World War One trenches, with flintlock guns, with giant mega structures that look like particle accelerators and blast furnaces, and fucking walking tanks. And just, it's gonna work out. It's a complete mess, but I think that's so much more fun than being like, I like medieval armor. That means everything in the world can only exist in that time period. Fuck no. Go wild. Go nuts. Go stupid. Yeah, technically, every culture with bronze forging technology could have invented steam engines. They just didn't because they had enough cheap slave labor, I guess. Yeah, you can do anything. You can do anything. There you go. I guess that's my inspirational speech of the day. You can do anything if you believe in yourself and you don't care enough. I don't think I need this. This is stupid. Why do I even have this? Just fucking delete that. Get that out of here. Okay, and then we take layouts, move that all the way up there. What is this? Oh, right. I like this guy. I completely forgot I had this. So, location trench. What color is trench? Trench is this color. Wild West were in the same time period. Trench Crusade is a great example. The church has a space program in the yeah, sure. Like you can just make that work if you commit to it hard enough. I think you know what? I think it comes down to confidence. It I feel like it comes down to pure confidence. If you can just say it confidently enough, people just go, "Okay." You can say, oh, the church had, the church space program in the 1800s. And you just draw up a sick ass image of some fucking space crusaders. They just go, yeah, sure, okay. They don't say like, oh, it's not in the same time period. You can't do that. Fuck no. Who said that? Who said you couldn't? Yeah. Also, this is just me arguing with a straw man. I just made up a straw man. I don't think anybody says that. Um, but yeah, who doesn't like a good straw man to argue with? Make you sound smarter. Okay, dwarves. Oh god. Right, I need these guys too. Uh, what did I call these? I forgot what I called these. I'm just gonna call them cocoons for now. Uh, or meat bags. I'll just call them meat bags. Bruce. Meat bags. Horizon Zero Dawn was caveman versus robot dinosaurs. You can make it work. Yeah, I think we get bogged down too much a little. Sometimes I get too bogged down. I guess this is more of me just telling myself. Because sometimes I do get bogged down too much by being like, God, but I can only use these references because anything else would be too far in the future. And then I have to remind myself, like, dude, you can literally, like, you're a fucking artist. You'll make it work somehow. You just mishmash them together until it sort of looks right, and it'll be fine. You can take a jet engine and make it look right in the setting. You just have to fiddle with it a little enough to make it look normal next to the medieval armor. Like, put the jet engine next to the medieval armor, and it'll somehow fit together. Is this Purif? No, it's Figma. Figma. Just waffle till it works. Yeah. We're almost done. We all. Fuck, never mind. I. Is there more? What the fuck are you guys? Who the fuck are you guys? Am I lost? Yes. What the fuck? It's just a quarter of people lost. Quarter. What? My dear sir, a corner, as you are undoubtedly aware, genuinely implies the convergence of two distinct and often perpendicular oriented thoroughfares, or perhaps in a more architectural context, the junction. What the? Get back to. Can I move you? No. Hold on. I'm gonna make an arrow. You guys are lost. The fuck? Where's an arrow? Arrow. Yeah. Here you go. Arrow. Is that an arrow? That's a really thin arrow. Wait. Uh, 10. 100. Yeah, there you go. Perfect. That's better. There you go. Hope that helps. So you can find your way back to where the fucking thing is. Over there. It's over there. You didn't see them? Why the fuck would I see them? They're down here. I've been working on the thing up here. Why would I see these guys? Is there more? Oh my god. Oh, hey there. Welcome to the corner. You fucking. No, don't tell me. It's in every corner. Okay, thank goodness. The top corner's fine. Yeah, it doesn't seem. Oh, what's that? What is that? There's blue. Is that just telling me that that's the corner, or is that like actually something stuck in the corner? Oh my god! Oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. You I gotta clear out the comments. This is getting out of hand. You guys are putting comments in weird places. So stupid. What are these guys talking about? Oh, what? Okay, that's an image. Oh, that's an acceleration mage. I can put that here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Underground market in the corner. It's gonna be the monster garden underground market. Jesus. Some illegal activity happening in the corner of the Figma file. Where is the acceleration mage? Oh, kinetic mage, I mean. Here it is. Yeah, yeah. Move these guys to the side. Suck, suck. And there you go. Every corner is gonna have people in them. Well, I'm gonna clear it out of it. Where does it lead? Bro. Here. You fucking... There. It leads there. Simon was unaware of the gardeners. Anyway. Let's just make that small. There you go. Are you lost? Oh my god. Is this the place they were talking about? The Garden of Monsters. No, a little further. Like there. Sort of yeah, like more up even. Not this. Like hold on. Here. Here you go. Let me there you go. It's like sort of there is the garden. Oh, and the dog. Can't forget the dog. I'm gonna keep the dog giant. Feels appropriate. Pet the doggo. Are we the monster? We're losing it. What is this? Rom Sports. Rom Combat Sports. Rom would probably have more aggressive and stimulative sports. Stimulative. Fuck is that word? Never used the word stimulative. Something like mock trench battles. Okay, cool. Yeah, I actually like that idea. I completely forgot about that. Let's write that down. I guess 14. Rom. Sports. There you go. That'll be fun. Okay. More. Cool. Balcony. A bit dangerous, though. Where are the monsters at? Fucking. Oh. You'll find them. You'll find them. Eventually. ROM iconography. I don't think this was necessary at all. I think, like, as I work on it, it's just gonna be apparent over time. I don't think establishing their iconography in its own little thing is gonna help. If I want to later, I definitely shouldn't solidify it this quickly. So if I want to later, I can always like make a little segment talking about like the inspirations for each country, but not necessary. Dwarven Forge and Dwarven Automatons. Cool. These can go over here with the dwarves. Whoops. Go away. This, I think after I rearrange all of this, that's gonna be the end of the stream. I'm already out of juice. It took so long to fucking move everything. But then finally it's gonna all be at the same scale, which means I can work away at it slowly without having purpose of the wooden fox sculpture. Oh yeah, yeah. Good lord, what a line. The journey to the corner will be dire. Take this. Scooter's secret scuba garden? No, I'm evicting you. I'm fucking evicting you. You're going over here. Go. I don't know where do I put you? I'll put you here. It's not secret. Okay, I guess it is secret. You just did I you're just gone now. Okay, what is this? Ram capital. 14. Shift. Make tiny. These definitely need a lot of work. The capital and stuff like that. This is the witch sample. Okay, we're almost done. Also, for some reason, when I drew this, like the witch sample, I was like, oh, wouldn't it be cool to have like a sample of a witch inside of a jar, like those specimens? Um, I I forgot. I completely forgot how fucked up it looks to stuff a person inside a glass jar. For some reason, that didn't register. It's like, oh, cool, a witch in a jar, and it's like, wait, I just stuffed a dead body in like a. I drew a pickled dead body. Kind of fucked up, I guess. Rom finger coin. Yeah, we love the finger coins. Uh, let's. What the? Somebody selected everything. 14. Make small. There. You know, there's probably an easier way to do this. There's definitely 100% a shortcut key to like shrink everything inside of a frame equally, so I don't have to go through all of this. But it's too late. We're almost done already, so no going back. Okay, Tondri, my old man. Come here, Tondri. On the rat catcher as well. You guys are too big. Too big for this world. Rat catcher, trenches, color, there. Tondri gets small. There. I'm gonna wipe the comments after this video. This is ridiculous. Too much of this. It has to be done. I'm sorry, but eventually the comments do have to be wiped occasionally, because otherwise, you know, that happens. Oh, I found you. I found you. I found you. You can't escape me. I'll get you eventually anyway. Come back here. There you go. Right there. God damn it. Where'd you go this time? Don't worry. The purge will take care of you. You can't run forever. The purge will eventually happen, and then all comets will be gone. Yeah, you can run all you want. You know what? You go ahead. Go and hide in a corner, whatever you like. The end is nigh. I like Morgan. Morgan's a sweet boy. Probably look through them first. I'd love to, but like there's kind of a lot of them and I don't like reading. Like look at this. There's hold on, how many are there? There are come on, combine together. Combine together. Combine together? No. Okay. Guess not. There's just a bunch. Okay. And this can be the same color as this. Witches. Fill. Here you go. Oh, and we can actually... Nope, nope. Don't be too tiny. We can put, these inside of this. Oh, those are the same color. That's gonna get confusing. Let's make it a little darker. Back to the same shade it was before I changed it. Okay, and then I can put this, and then all of these in here. And I guess the witch sample as well. I thought it was a woman. I don't know, I always... Could be a woman, I guess. I guess I default to male with him because when I voiced him, well, I'm a dude, so I can't voice him as a female. Wait, why does this one have a shadow? What happened? Somebody... Oh, welcome to the Monster Garden. Who's Bing Bong? Welcome. Welcome, Who's Bing Bong. Have I been screaming? I think I've been screaming. Because I've had my headphones on, and they're quite... You know, they cut out a fair bit of noise. So I think I've just been screaming at the top of my lungs for a while. Whoops. Okay, let's move all this over. I'm having a hard time just going back and forth. Is this all? Is that everything? Hold on, let me... You bastard. I knew it. Get deleted. Yeah, I see you. I see you. I see you. On my screen. Yeah? Where are you going, huh? Where are you going? What are you gonna do? Make another fucking little shitty layer that I'm just gonna destroy? Huh? Test me. Make a comment. Make a comment. I'm gonna smite it. What the fuck? Scream brother, no. Oh, it's a different guy. What? He bamboozled me. Where the fuck? Oh, there he is. I thought he. I thought I. There you go. Smited. Absolutely destroyed. Hello, Bing Bong. Yeah. This is me abusing my power, by the way. I've been given an ounce of power in the form of being the owner of this Figma file, and it's all gone to my head, and all of you are just peasants that pester that litter my fucking mind map, my beautiful Figma file with disgusting little comments, and you fly around like little flies that I just have to swat away. You know, and I'll smite your comments at the end of the day. Don't even read them. Don't even read them. Think about that. How little they matter. Power trip, exactly. I'm drunk with power. Revolution? You can't. All the power is in my hands. All of you are powerless. What will you do? Ask, ask permission to edit? I will just decline. All you can do is beg. Wait, Buzz. Buzz. Boofus? Jakob. Okay, yeah. I mean, I guess what you can do is just be an annoyance, which does actually work. Yeah, go away. Yeah, and don't worry why this guy has like a non. He doesn't have the right gun is because I drew him for a separate thing, and I thought, oh, it'd be fun to have this guy as well. So I did. Okay, there you go. We're done. We're done. That's the whole thing. Okay. Thing is, now I sort of want this to be in the middle. Where is the middle? Uh, yeah, how do I find the middle? So top to bottom is here. Here's the middle, top to bottom. And then left to right. It's here. So here's the middle. There. So I'm just going to move the whole thing. And I hope that doesn't... Can somebody stay here where I'm looking? Like where I am? Can you just stay here? The center... Oh, yeah, hold on. Let me just move your comment. Thank you very much. There you go. No, not there. Here. Here. Yeah, okay, cool. And I'm just... Is it moving the entire arrow as well? I'm gonna make you guys lose your way, deleting the arrow. Okay, thank you. And then we move this over and hope it doesn't explode. Yep. There. What? What are these? Oh. Now all the comments don't make sense. Smited. Okay, there you go. Now it's in the middle, I think. Huzzah! It's all in the same scale now, which means it's a lot easier to look around. Now all that's left is to actually write everything out. Yay. I'll do that another time. For now, I'm gonna take a break. Yeah. Eventually, it'll be all done. Who knows when that'll be. But yeah. Eventually, it will. Probably. Maybe. Hopefully. Yeah, hope you enjoyed that. Oh, before I go, I guess before I go, just as a little final hurrah, you know, just to really solidify my position at the top. Where is it? Mark all as red. Skadoosh. No, that's not the right button. That doesn't disappear them. Hide comments? No. Comments? No. How do I remove them? How do I remove comments? I mean, I can just hide them, but can I just mark? How do I remove comment? Do I have to click this? Do I just have to do that? Don't tell me I have to do that. There's definitely a button for it, but I'm just gonna do it this way. Be gone. Be gone. All of the helpful comments or suggestions or fucking spelling corrections or little hideouts and nooks and corners. Be gone. Maybe we're gonna. No. Gone. There you go. Clean slate. Nope. Clean slate. Clean slate. Okay. Hope you enjoyed that stream. Nope. Clean slate. Hope you enjoyed that stream. See you next time where I don't know. I don't know what else I'm gonna stream after this, but yeah.